I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. The church celebrates October 21st as the feast of Saint Ursula and her fellow martyrs. It was said that in the 5th century, the daughter of the kings of Britain, named Ursula, was a very devout Christian whose beauty was legendary. The King of England asked for Ursula's hand to marry her off to one of his sons who was not a Christian, and threatened to go to war if the answer was negative. The problem was that Ursula had secretly offered her virginity to God, but accepted the proposal so as not to provoke a conflict between the two dynasties. In return, she asked that her future husband be baptized and converted to Christianity, and that she be given time to travel by boat to Rome with 11 friends. It was about the year 451, and at that time, when they were returning and stopped at the port of Kol in Germany, they found that the king of the Huns, named Attila, had taken the city that was then a very Christian city and very flourishing. When Ursula, her companions, arrived, they fell into the hands of the barbarian Huns. Attila, of whom it was said that where he stepped on his horse the grass did not grow back, wanted to marry the beautiful young woman Ursula. The other girls would give them to the soldiers to rape them or to do whatever they wanted with them. All the young women refused, preferring death to being unfaithful to God. Enraged, Attila had them killed in the harshest possible way. All dead with arrows, Ursula with an arrow through her heart. Throughout the Middle Ages, a romance ran from town to town, one place to another, a characteristic poem of the oral tradition in which the story of these young martyrs was told. The poem was incredibly successful. In the 13th century, the Sorbonne University in Paris, France, for her example and courage, fidelity to personal commitment at a young age, adopted Ursula as patron saint. And the same thing happened in the universities of Coimbra in Portugal and Vienna in Austria. Saint Ursula was declared patron of young people and schoolgirls. Saint Angela Merici years later also took her as the patron saint for the religious congregation she founded, the Ursulines, which was the first order of women dedicated to teaching. The history of the world is written by people who throughout time, thanks to their way of acting, their ideals, their finding their art, have caused humanity in one way or another to progress. Knowing the biography of St. Ursula, an 18-year-old girl who lived by her principles, who acted firmly during her life, helps to better understand the soul of a human being and the way in which the history moves relentlessly. Ursula, a young woman who, along with her 11 friends, knew how to defend her virginity because they understood the value of surrendering their own intimacy. They also understood that the sixth commandment of God's law, do not commit impure acts, thou shalt not commit adultery, is not a capricious commandment. God established it because he knows that the passions confuse, obfuscate, and drive men. More than 1,500 years later, we continue to remember these brave young girls, defenders of their principles, because they, like us, know that with God we always win.